The 3 C's of special event hairdressing: creativity, the total look. We are a huge part of the fashion industry. When we look at older pictures and look at the gown, look up at the hair. Same gown, same model, both hairstyles inspired by the jewelry. Look for ways to repeat shapes with her hairstyle. Once your eye goes there, you'll begin to notice ways to be creative. The principles of design to pay attention to when serving the special event client are line, balance, shape, texture, and contrast. These design principles are all around us and affect us every day without much of our direct awareness. When it comes to our bridal career, this is where we can step up our game and truly stand out and curate a deeper and richer experience for them. Experiences are memorable and worth paying for. You do not need a fancy salon or expensive coffee machine because creating an experience comes from inside of you. The most important goal of any successful and memorable experience is to make the client's total look more than just the sum of its parts. Instead of just thinking hair, makeup, nails, attach the veil, and pay, which she can get anywhere, it becomes investing emotionally in her day with her and including the principles of design. Curious questions will supply you with the emotionally descriptive words you need to pay attention to. Her hair photos have given you a direction, and now you are going to look at her body type, the line of her gown, and the feeling of the total look, and offer your creative touches that are bespoke and memorable. Think consistency around a central message. So I have another bridal story to tell in regards to the bride's total look. This particular bride was very petite and she was very athletic, and the gown that she was wearing, and I'll kind of draw it as I'm talking, was a halter style, and it was narrow. So just to get a visual. So it was coming up, and it was narrow in the hips as well. And as we were chatting about her gown, and I'm getting this picture of this, vertical, I'm like, oh, that's great. That's going to show off your arms, and that's going to make you look taller because she was petite. And then she says, and I'm wearing a wreath on my head. And all of a sudden I'm picturing squash and horizontal line. Now we have a wreath. That's gonna go on her head, and I'm like, ugh. in my emotional intelligence conversation, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I said, well, let me just paint a visual picture for you for your total bridal look. So when we go and put a wreath on, we're creating a horizontal line, and it's going to seemingly shorten you. And I think for the photos that might not be the best option. And she was a little, but once she thought about it, she's like, yeah. I said, well, let me see it. She had brought her wreath in for the trial run, and I was like, okay, so it's silk flowers, and you've already purchased it, so it'd be very easy for me to just take the flowers off the wreath and we'll stick them in your hair. She's like, oh, I like that idea. Let me just draw her hair. So we went with a updo with a little bit of height. The flowers we're putting in her hair. Let me draw like just a side view. And then the flowers went in. And then the veil came out here. See how the veil behind continues with the triangle shape, the halter has a triangle shape, and just everything continued a vertical line for her, where the wreath just really cut her off. And I believe that this is really an important area for us to get our bridal magazines, look at trends, look at your bride's total body, talk about her theme, talk about her gown. If you know she's been working out or she's been dieting or she got her lips pumped up or something, you know, you want to acknowledge and just say, you're looking great, you're looking this. And then if she throws a curve at you, that's just not going to work. Be bold, try it, because now she knows that I know what I'm talking about. I'm a specialist and I'm going to do her friends. How would you balance her total bridal look? Offer something a little bit fuller for body balance and smoother to complement her satin fabric. Also notice the wrapping of the fabric repeated in the updo. If it were not balanced, the eye would pick up that something is off. This is why we don't notice sometimes when things are balanced. It's been done well. Ask about the shape of the gown for a cohesive total bridal look. Balance is done very well with these looks. There's a shape balance and a texture balance and a flow balance. Ask about the fabric of her dress for a texture match with her hair. In this look, we have a combination of shape balance with contrasting textures. Contrast is always a bold statement, like black gloves with a white dress, or sparkles against bark. And finally, study the trends so you are able to keep your career current and your brides on point. Thanks for watching.